I'm Judy Shaw for NYSE Floor Talk. Joining me today is Lexie Phillips. She is Jack Daniel's Assistant Distiller. Lexie, it is so great to have you on the show. Thanks for joining me.
Oh, of course, Judy. It's very nice to meet you. I'm excited to be here.
Now, a quick note to our viewers, this interview is for informational purposes only. The NYSE doesn't recommend any investments or investment strategies. All right, so Lexie, we all want to know. Tell me, how did you get into whiskey distilling at Jack Daniel's?
Well, I've got a lot of family here in Lynchburg. I asked my grandmother a while back how many family members have we had work here, past and present. And it's a little over 24. So I think there's around 24, 25. And we actually stopped at her third cousin just because we started getting into other bigger families around here. So it definitely was something that felt kind of natural being here my whole life. But I had gone to school following in agriculture. Deciding what you wanted to do in school is a really hard decision at that age, what you want to do for the rest of your life. So I followed agriculture, knowing that that would be something that the world stops turning without. That would open a lot of doors around here. And in my last semester there, I got to take a few classes that were leading towards the fermentation sciences program. And that's really what piqued my interest in how it's made. I think that was a really big step for me. Shortly after I graduated, my great aunt, she still worked down here in bottling. And she said, they're hiring down here at Jack, and come on down. I think you'd be a great addition to the team. So I came down and, I started at the bottom working part-time, working any shift they'd let me work. But most of the time I was in bottling, or a lot of my time was actually spent in quality control, where they do some of the finished products. So everything from the barrel to the bottle and sending it across the world. I got to meet and work with several past distillers that had been at the still house before, and their stories of the still house, it just really spoke to my soul. It was something. I fell in love with this place long before I made it up here. So it was it felt natural to come on up and check it out, and that's how I ended up at the still house.
Now, you're also the first female distiller. So now tell me, what does this mean to you? How, becoming the first female assistant distiller at Jack Daniel's?
It really feels absolutely amazing. It's really a dream job, but, I'm joining a group of women, across the world that are leading their industries. It means so much to me to have started at the bottom and learned and carried my way through the whole process and got to where I am today. I've received so much humbling support from all the people that have helped me get to where I am today. Diversity and inclusion is such a big part of our everyday lives. Women are encouraged to acquire male allies. And, working at the still house, a mainly male department, they were some of the most encouraging and supportive people that I've ever got the opportunity to work with. They were my mentors, and I probably wouldn't be here today without them pushing me to do better and be better. So I'm very, very excited about it.
Yeah. Now, Jack Daniel's is the #1 selling whiskey in the world. Is it true that it's all made in one small town in Tennessee?
Every single drop of it is made right here in Lynchburg. I've been a distiller since 2014, but we have 26 whiskey makers that run the distillery 24/7, day and night. And, they are working hard to put that Jack Daniel's that everybody knows and loves out. But still, we are continuing with innovation while also protecting our process. So it's all made right here in little old Lynchburg, Tennessee.
Now, what do you think makes Jack Daniel's so special that it's become such an iconic brand, which is known all around the globe?
Really, I think there's some brands that just touch the soul, and we happen to be one of them. There's no secrets here. I'll tell you anything you want to know about the processes that we use here. If it's anything outside of the still house, I'm still learning, but take it easy on me. But, the Friends of Jack Daniel's is one of the things that really got our name out there in one of the most beautiful ways. From Frank Sinatra deeming Jack the nectar of the gods, to being enjoyed by Keith Richards of the Rolling Stones, to Eric Church being a proud supporter. These are just friends of Jack Daniel's that truly enjoyed the product, and the word of good whiskey spread. From there, we really just became a household name that was synonymous with um, high quality whiskey. And, Jack Daniels protects the traditions of making great whiskey by using that process. It's been passed down from generation to generation. And, I think really Jack Daniels is even more than just a whiskey. It's friends, it's family, and tradition. I think that's something that can be felt and tasted all around the world.
All right. Well, Lexie, congratulations on being the first female assistant distiller at Jack Daniels. It's been wonderful to have you on the show. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you very much for having me, Judy.